to be crystal clear, it wasn't a coworker talking shit. Let's set the foreground. Let's lay the bricks. Let's get the foundation.
Is this politicking? Are you politicking here? You afraid somebody's gonna hear it and be like, "I wasn't talking shit," and now you're talking shit on your shit talking show.
Now you're shit talking on your shit talking show. That's a great fucking. I like that. No, it's a coworker that I have a great relationship with, but it's a project that isn't going to shit, but it's treading water in a shit pool. You know,
Yeah.
It's not the kiddie pool with hot dogs at a AA baseball game. There's manure and some other things in there. It's just
viscous pudding pool. Gotcha.
And during a weekly call, a curveball was thrown his way, to which, if you're curious about that, we can get into. And as towards the end of the call, which had to be cut short for a very specific reason, he says, "Dude, comma, what the fuck is going on?" So
okay,
I explained everything in a couple paragraphs, and then I said, "Listen, I understand you said this over a chat forum, just similar to AOL IM. It's it's WebEx." And I said, "I understand things can get lost in translation. I understand there's context. I understand there's tone. I understand things may be different in the way you typed it to way you meant it. But please don't talk to me like that." Ooh. Okay?
Ooh.
Question mark. Yeah. Please do not do that. Which everyone later on said that I was well within my rights to say. He didn't apologize, but he said, "Look, this is why I said it," which made sense. But it's always like one of those things where I didn't say this to anyone. My shit talking show. I just say, like, man, that's the kind of stuff. If you say it to me on the wrong evening, in the wrong context, I'm not gonna fight you, but I might be like, "Bro, shut your fucking mouth." I'd fucking backhand you quickly and swiftly. I wouldn't, unless I said it again.
Alan. Okay, Wes. Okay, now you speak it the way you took it, and then I want Alan to respond to that. Okay, hey guys, listen.
Mind you, this person has the same, maybe not job title, but is Alan. He is in sales.
Okay, all right. So, Johnny forgot to file the paperwork again. So we're just gonna have to fucking deal with it. I'll be right back, guys. Everything shuts down. Wes, here comes the text.
"Dude, what the fuck is going on?" I took it as, what are you doing? Oh, what do you mean?
You're supposed to teletype it in your mind to Alan, and Alan's gonna respond.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
"Dude, what the fuck is going on?"
Okay. I don't know. That still doesn't feel worthy of like being like, well, like, you said you guys are chummy, right? Like, you guys are cool?
We're cool. Yeah.
It doesn't sound
cool, man.
I hope he doesn't listen to your shit talking show, because he's not going to think you're cool, I don't think.
The working class holes.
Okay, but was it specifically asking you what the fuck is going on, or was he more like asking, like, generally speaking, like this entire conversation that was had on a company scale, what the fuck is going on? Like, he's as confused as you are.
That plus mounting frustration with this particular it's two projects that merge into one, and that's just like it's same customer, two different things, because they had, the government has to like cut money up into specific ways to make this thing feasible and viable. But like I said, what the fuck's going on with this overarching thing? And then the fuck was, this thing hasn't been moving in the last 6 weeks. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, so you're taking it personal, or do you think he was just like, are we all shitting in one hand and clapping with the other? Like, was he pointing that? I guess my question is, was he pointing it at you, or was he just in general pointing it at the I'm going to throw my hands in the air and scream at the sky?
Tough to say. I mean, I am the PM. I manage the project, so if he's gonna get to the bottom of what the fuck is going on, he wants to know from the PM.
Let me put my sales guy hat on here, and I know Wes is gonna love this shit, because this sales guy probably fucking said this to him, because, like he said, this thing's fucking treading water. It's about to probably shit its pants. Fucking. And everybody's trying to get paid, and like the customer is probably calling the sales guy, being like, "Hey, man, are you guys dumb?" And he's like, "No, my guy's got some stuff going on," and he's probably backpedaling, eating shit for the project manager and the rest of the gang. And so, like, at some point in time, that sales guy's like, "Hey, man, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Are we doing some stuff here? What are we doing? Can you please give me some good news that I can tell to this customer?" And then the PM's like, "Nah, probably not." And I'm gonna be like, "Sweet, man, I love this partnership that we have here."
So chummy.
I have all right. Well, I have two things that I'd like to interject on. One, if I can be a whimsically stupid subcontractor that you need to call on a conference call, that I can just play dumb and act like I'm the buffoon that's to blame. Feel free to make that phone call at any point during the day. Just give me a 30-second text heads up, like, "Hey, listen, you work for Dynamo Dynamics, and you don't know where
Sounds legit, actually.
you don't know where the shipment of concrete is because the guy you sublet the subcontract out to hasn't called you back in 3 weeks. Go." And then I'll just answer the phone like, "There's Dave," and then you can start yelling at me like, "All right, listen, I told Hector that shipment needed to make its way down the I-95 corridor about 2.5 weeks ago. You haven't heard from Hector? He's supposed to call you." "No, I haven't heard from Hector. You're the fucking point man on this. You shouldn't even be subcontracting out the subcontract, you dumb motherfucker." And then I'll be, "Hey, that's no need for that." No, there is need for that, because I got this guy on the line right here, and he's wondering why his fucking project isn't off the fucking ground. So I'll tell you what's going to happen. You're either going to make it happen tomorrow, or you're going to fuck you in the ass court in 3 weeks from fucking now. You got it? And then you just slam the phone down on me. And then then you can say, "Here's what the fuck's up. That guy's done for." All right? So this is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to give you a 20% discount on all project materials moving forward.
No, it's all right.
No.
Hey,
I like
That is
where it's
out
at.
of the question.
okay, all right.
What the fuck is going on is going to turn into Wes, meet me out back. Pronto.
I don't know how their commission structure is set up, but I have a feeling it's there's performances in it. And
Right.
if it eats some shit on that margin, both PM and salesperson are going to be very unhappy.
Okay, well, look,
Yeah.
look, at this point, it sounds like no one's getting paid. So at least 20% less is more than 0% in anything.
It's a good point.
If what you said turned into a Disney Pixar movie, his wallet literally flew out of his back pocket and money went into the oblivion.
It just turned into a puff of smoke.
Like,
That's
whoa.
right. That's right.
Okay, all right. Look, I was on point for a minute there. I got off the
Gotcha.
rails a little bit. Okay, how about 5%, 3.5, 3.5?
I just why listen, the whole
None of it, preferably.
I've
You
already
see a
hung
lot
up
of
the
things
phone.
that-
All right, I've
Yeah,
already hung up
okay.
the phone, so you can make
Gotcha.
the decisions after that. But my other thing is when things are getting to this this tense a moment in the areas of the world that you guys work, I feel like voice to voice contact should be like the minimum. I mean, face to face would be obviously the best option here, but at least this thing that we're doing, that way there's no the degradation of signal. There's no signal loss.
The sales guy, like I don't know. Is he a big wig? Is he
well, I like
is he a shot caller?
he's not the Mount Rushmore, but he's climbing his way into
he's not
into the conversation.
He's setting some dynamite. He's setting some charges. I got you.
Yeah, he could be a
They're
fifth
clearing
face.
off a
He could
rock
be,
face.
Yeah,
They're clearing off a face for him. Gotcha.
yeah. Polishing a nose, getting some bone structure
Nice.
ready.
So yeah, I mean, that's the harder part. Is with the more they sell. I say they. I mean, we sell the dickier we're allowed to be.
Sure.
Actually, it's kind of the worst. But yeah, man, I think you're right, Mur. Like, I personally, I'd have called you and be like, "Bro, what the fuck?" Like, you know what I mean? And then you'd have heard in my tone that, like, I am both serious, but not kind of. Like,
Right.
I don't like working either. I know you have a job and I have a job. Help me help you do your job. Help me do my job.
Right.
Like, you know
Well,
what I mean?
hey-
That's all.
in the grand scheme of things, a decision was made to get resources on this that he wasn't aware of, and then got pissed off about it. And then, in reality, the way we work, I don't owe him an explanation for that at all. Like I don't need to. I wasn't involved in it. Someone else. We have a resource manager who supplied me with said resource. I don't need to explain to you why that decision was made. If it hadn't been made, you'd have heard me fucking be like, yeah, Hector, down the road, shovels and concrete and fucking dirt molds, 20%, whatever you want.
Dude,
Handies, blowies.
Listen, this is Dynamo Dynamics, and I will not have you slandering our fucking names.
yeah, Hector's a good guy, man.
Dynamics.
No, I mean, I get it because, like, from my standpoint, I'm like, hey, man, do whatever. Just get it. I don't like getting phone calls, like, from customers. Yes, I understand that they pay me and stuff. Like, well, no, it just means they're unhappy or there's something up or I gotta fucking fix something for them, and I don't like. I want things to go well. I want things for them to be going perfectly. And if you're calling me because project ain't moving along, PM's backpedaling because something he's waiting on something because somebody else did something fucking dickish, which is how this shit usually goes. You know, everybody's just having a bad day. Fucking, let's come together as a team and say, you know what? Fuck you, Mr. Customer. We'll get this done when we want to.
Yeah.
No, we can't do that. But
We'll sub this out to Dynamo Dynamics, and then
that'll fucking get it done.
You think it was bad then?
Dude, our fake margins beat everybody's fake margins. Let me tell you right now.
The moral of the story is cuss at your coworkers via voice. That's how you do it. You gotta play the game. All the writing is professional, tip top. All the fucking voice shit, lots of F-bombs, lots of this place fucking sucks. I'm gonna quit soon, but I'm not. And yeah, that's just how it goes.
Well, that's where, like, okay, I envy you guys and your positions, and the money the money you guys make. Two, like, you guys golf a lot. You guys have like protected time off that you actually are allowed to use on occasion, and nobody really questions.
Ocean City for work next week.
I don't have that luxury in my life, but the luxury that I do have that's above you guys is that the amount of fucking literal shit talk. There is no watching your mouth. There's no texting. There's no lost in translation bullshit that happens. There's just face to face. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you more. Well, go fuck yourself. I will fuck myself by myself. I'll see you later. And then we don't see each other for 6-7 hours. And it's the end of the day. Hey man, my bad for telling you to fuck off like that. Yeah, I know. I was having a bad morning. Like, yeah, me too. All right, man.
I know. I apologize for telling you that I was going to go fuck myself because I'm not. I can't do that. Literally. I mean, I wish I could.
I've tried. So yeah. Anyway, Wes.
It also like. Again, I wasn't appalled. I wasn't offended. I didn't march into HR. Like, you need to figure this out. I didn't go to my boss. I didn't go to anybody else's boss's boss. I just straight up told him what the deal was. And it reminded me of other various working situations, mostly in kitchens, where places like that are that there's no human resources. The human resources, it's the owner or the chef or it's like the bar and server manager, people who create schedules for the servers and bartenders, and like places like that are fucking cesspools. They're actually at like complete gutters. Yeah. I've been in conversations where like you just said, Murph, fuck you, fuck me. I got a fork in my fucking hand. I'll jab my eye out and shove it down your fucking mouth, unsautéed. Okay.
And your immediate supervisor will take sides. Like there's no arbitrary like, well, you need to calm down because you were wrong in this situation and you could have approached this. And I was like, no, fuck you, Wes. He told you to make that shrimp cocktail and you said, give me a minute. There ain't no fucking minute when I tell you to make a shrimp cocktail. You make the goddamn shrimp cocktail. You put it in that goddamn martini glass, you shove some ice in there, and you walk it out to that fucking Karen bitch who's gonna fucking not leave a tip at the end of the night. Now get it done. You
need a great arbitrator in this world is a chef who's in the weeds on a Saturday night to sort out a conflict amongst other employees. Boy, oh boy, that's the fastest arbitration case you've ever heard.
That usually goes like, You motherfuckers figure it out on the floor, or you guys figure it out in the back. Either way, figure it out.
That's right. You're both gonna be mopping this fucking kitchen floor.
Without a mop.
That's yeah, you've done that. I have actually mopped a few floors for you have your standard like shift meal. And I'm like, hey man, I saw the special. I saw those pork metal loins. I could. Do you have any spares? Like you gotta put in some work for that one. Well, give me that bristle broom. I'll make this fucking spit shine. I'll make this cleaner than any goddamn dishwasher you've ever seen, bro.
I hate mopping, but I'm pretty good at it. I don't know if that's a Hispanic thing or just.
I hate mopping, but I'm good at it.
Or it was just lots of training. So I worked at the FYE in Arundel Mills Mall. If you remember that giant, that giant fucking music store. And basically
music store. So you worked online?
Yeah, right. Yes, I worked at Apple Music. So like, yeah, it had 3 entrances, but kind of the main corridor had like everything was carpeted except this like giant strip of fucking varying fucking like laminates because it was whimsical or whatever that ran from front all the way to the fucking back. And one of my jobs at the time was to I was like, I don't know, man. I don't even know how old I was. I might have been like 17. Fucking, yeah, at the end of the night when we closed up, I mopped that whole fucking dual-sided fucking V. I would make it take the whole closing. I wasn't doing anything else. But I was pretty good at it. Got good. Takes pride in my mopping.
Yeah.
You know?
I was working at the Hilton downtown Baltimore for like AV setups. You know what I'm saying? So, but a company or a group of people, we want these screens, we want projectors, speakers, the whole bit. And if you're hanging pipe and drape, you familiar with the
hanging pipe, you know what I'm saying?
Hanging some pipe.
Hanging some pipe right inside them drapes.
That's right.
Occasionally you could get someone from, it wasn't like the event staff who usually did tables and chairs and tabletops, who set all that stuff up, amongst other things. If you were a one-man crew and you needed that pipe and drape to be level, you could just ask them for eyes. Like, hey, do I need to go up or down? Up or down? Like, up a little bit. On occasion, if you were a one-man crew and you had a whole goddamn stage to set up, you're like, hey man, look, I know this is a pain in the ass. Can you help me set up this 9 by 12 foot screen? And on one occasion, this guy's like, all right, I got to vacuum this. Can you help? And this was a 1,200 person ballroom. I was like, the scale on this is pretty tilted, bro. That's a lot of fucking carpet.
Never mind. Don't worry about it. You get the
I helped him.
vacuuming.
I did it. Well, I
shit.
didn't have any other fucking. I was going to break this fucking screen if I tried to prop it up by myself, which I would have then pretty much had to. It would have signed my death warrant. Warrant.
I just remember we had to do, it was in Dewey Beach, and we were supposed to set up for like an outdoor family night beach party. And so I had all the equipment in the van. Well, guess what? You can't drive onto the beach. A fucking van. And so I had to carry from the van, I don't know, 1/10 of a mile, but through fucking just dry ass sand. Speakers from the 1970s, so they weighed like 80 pounds a piece.
Which love to get sand in them.
Absolutely.
That makes them pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fucking, 3 card tables, 2 of these fucking speakers, a sound system.
How long? How far?
Like about 1/10 of a mile through the sand, but down to the beach. But I had to. Obviously, you can't carry 2 80-pound speakers at the same time by yourself. So
Where were you getting power? Do you have a generator?
Oh no, we didn't have a generator. The van, you would keep the van running, and it had like a power system in it, because you could actually leave the van running. You could open the back doors, and it had built-in speakers, but you couldn't drive the van down there. So I had to bring the fucking mobile sound system down to the beach. So I left the van running. It's got its own like generator in there, fucking generating power. Plug that in, drag fucking 100 and some feet of fucking electrical cord. It was just like all by myself. Like, hey, any of you listeners want to help for a T-shirt from the Surf Shack?
Get a free T-shirt, free promo tee.
Well, you're gonna give them away anyway, right? Yeah, sure was. God damn it.
But it may not. You may not have gotten your hands on one. Oh God.
I was gonna make you spin a fucking wheel for it.
Yeah.
You know.
Nah, 'cause
Or
I
just
wouldn't
throw one into a sea of people.
I was gonna shoot it at you through a cannon. Yeah.
Yeah, that sea of people you're talking about. I was probably like blasting fucking rock music to like 3 families of 4. Made it all worth it.
Solid turnout.
Just fucking random ass like radio fucking, we pretended like that was gonna get us listeners.
Promo events.
Promo bullshit. Meet 93.5 The Beach down at the beach in Dewey Beach. Beach.
Pretty much.
Sheesh. Middle classos, everyone. Alan Foxman Murr. Listen, Ford Motors might be hiding something from us here in the very near future.
They should be hiding.
They should be hiding. And this week's friend or foe is interesting. Murr, what do we got?
Yeah, this is the most anti-American fucking news story I've come across in a while, which is already tipping the scales on the foe of your friend or foe tonight. Going to read a news story to you, see if you agree or disagree. Ford is trying to patent a way for its cars to report speeding to the police. A patent application from the automaker titled Systems and Methods for Detecting Speeding Violations was published by the United States Patent and Trademark Office on July 18th and was filed by the Ford Motor Company. In the application, Ford discusses using cars to monitor each driver's speeds. If one car detects that a nearby vehicle is being driven above the posted speed limit, it could use onboard cameras to photograph that vehicle. A report containing both speed data and images of the targeted vehicle could then be sent directly to a police car or roadside monitoring units via an internet connection, according to Ford. Now, I did misinterpret this. I thought if you were speeding, they were going to call the cops on you. But this is actually, in my opinion, probably worse, because now it's saying, like, if your car detects somebody else's car speeding, it's going to report their car to the police. Using vehicles for speed surveillance would make cops' jobs easier, they say. So, obviously, there it is. Your friend or foe, are you okay with your car becoming a mobile speed monitoring device to rat out your fellow drivers? Friend is, yes, absolutely. There's a speed limit that's posted because speed limits are the law. And we should all be following laws because this is a land of laws. Or foe, no, fuck you, this is America. Freedom to do whatever the fuck you want. How do you know that person doesn't have somebody bleeding out on the front seat and gotta get to the hospital? Wes.
I got into a similar argument with a friend of ours, and Murr, you know him. The argument was, I said, if drinking and driving and speeding were, as bad as they say, which I'm not promoting speeding, I'm not promoting drinking and driving.
Allegedly, so they say.
Why not put a governor on every car that's sold?
Agreed.
Why not put a breathalyzer in every car that's sold? You have to be sober to operate it, and you have to be within the speed limit to drive. You know what I mean? This seems like very narky. It just seems like God forbid if somehow they can detect, the people who are speeding can detect who the hell narked them out. Where'd you get that from? It's the license plate is da-da-da-da. Hey man, heard you narked me out. Well, I didn't do anything. My car did. My car was thinking for itself.
See, the problem is, technically, I guess you wouldn't be the one doing the narking. It's just like the cars on board systems would be just narking,
right,
automatically, autonomously.
If I got a knock on the door from Rocco and Mikey asking me for things, I'd say it was my car. It was the car. Go beat that up. Go beat the car up.
Yeah. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and just forfeit my response.
What are they planning to get out of this? More money?
Foe.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I got to think Ford Motors has some vested interest in doing something like this with the powers that be.
Oh, there's some fucking lobbyist that's fucking shoving money into the tailpipe of some Ford executive right as we speak.
Yeah, well, cops mostly drive Fords in general. Like, it's kind of the thing. Fucking, and, dude, we're in late stage capitalism. Fucking corporations are just doing whatever they want, man. Corporations are gonna start making laws soon. Like, we're getting very idiocracy. But like, we still have plants and stuff because we know how to use water. Like, but other than that, like, yeah, man, fucking just corporations doing
I don't know,
corporation
man.
stuff.
My fern loves Prime.
Yeah. Not if Dino Corp has
good.
anything. What is it? Dynamite Corp or
Dynamo Dynamics.
not if they have anything to say about it.
My thing, no, look, we are a nation of laws. But
Sometimes.
I feel like the beauty of America is that the laws are set up to where they have to be witnessed by the authorities in order for them to actually like come into to be like activated. Like the law's not activated until an authority figure like witnesses the law being broken. Like I can do anything I want in my backyard as long as Johnny Law's not there to see me do it. So I haven't broken anything until it's like a tree falling in the woods. I haven't broken a law until someone's there to witness the law be broken.
So
Right.
okay, here's a I don't want to say a
Like it.
parallel or on par question, and I'll ask both of you guys. Do you agree with sobriety checkpoints?
Fuck no.
Wait, what? What was the question?
Sobriety checkpoints. Do you agree
Sobriety
with sobriety?
checkpoints.
No, hate them. Stop.
Okay, I see. I used to feel that way, but I also know that they're public knowledge.
Yeah,
They post where they're going to do this in advance, and if you are not checking to see that type of thing,
Yeah,
again, I
that's
don't
also
agree with
true.
them. But
Okay, well, but they also put them in bottlenecks where it's almost impossible to avoid them. And one night, Wesley, I was actually with your brother, and I was like, hey, man, I know there's a sobriety checkpoint up here, so we're going to go the long way around on Route 7. As soon as I made the turn on the Route 7, guess what followed me? A police officer who then pulled me over and asked me why I elected to go that way instead of staying on Route 40. I said, well, there's a sobriety checkpoint up the road here that I know you guys set up. So to not be stuck in line for an extra 15 minutes, I decided to go around. It's like, well, why are you going around? It's like, because I wanted to avoid the checkpoint. Why you want to avoid the checkpoint? What are you trying to hide? And I had to have that fucking conversation. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario with those fucking things. And by the way, if I am in fact, I don't know, physiologically designed to consume alcohol in a manner which you can't detect, then I shouldn't have to volunteer my fucking, what do you want to call it, guilt to you in some capacity. If I can drive on a .2 and you don't know I'm on a .2, then there's no .2. And that's my point about somebody witnessing me breaking the law versus me breaking the law. I ain't breaking it until you witness it. But if you force me to fucking confess it without my consent, then that ain't cool either. And what I think you're exactly right about vehicles. If like my Tesla can recognize speed limit signs, right? So if you wanted to stop people from speeding, as soon as the camera detects the speed limit sign that says 55, force the car to only go 55 or maybe 60. Ooh, because we're all feeling froggy. So do that. Don't fucking narc me out with your fucking technology. That's fucking horseshit. We already have enough problems with cops having too many interactions with Johnny Public, which is why there's so many issues between Johnny Public and the law. Stop
Yeah.
fucking with people, and we'll stop having problems.
I got a decent compromise on that. And hear me out. I just thought about this because I saw one the other day. What about your car automatically slowing down and the workplace stuff? Like, hey, we got work zone stuff, which normally a 75 is a 55 or a 50 or whatever it is. The car is just like, boom, pump the brakes. Because, like, I mean, work, people on the road do die. They do get hit by erratic motorists. Now, that doesn't negate someone from just like, veering somewhere or on their phone, but at least they slow down.
Alan?
I think the question would be like kind of what Mer said earlier. Like my car detects the speed limit too, and it puts it up on like a little HUD on the window. And like unless it's weird because it's a slippery slope, right? It's along the lines of fucking just monitoring speed. Like if the car is programmed to decelerate or something, or cap your fucking speeds at a certain level. Like, who's controlling it? Who's programming it in? Can it be fucking programmed by somebody? Can I hack that bitch? You know what I mean? Like, it just opens up a little bit of like, it's a loss of control, which I think nobody likes. Less freedom, right?
Not in this fucking country. Nobody likes less freedom. Here's the thing, Wes. I'm okay with like there being something, whatever this technology that Ford's using to narc people out using other cars. If they want to put that technology up in work zones when people are doing construction on the highway, and that narcs people out, I'm fine with that. If there's literally a sign that says work zone ahead, narking enforced or whatever, then then fine. It make me aware that I'm gonna get narked out and the cops are gonna like chase me if I'm doing 75 and a 55. Fine. I'll take that compromise. But you have no idea why I'm doing the speed that I'm doing. And if a cop does decide to pull me over because they catch me doing something and I can explain myself, that's a whole nother ballgame. But like when I get in my Tesla and I don't put my seatbelt on, it fucking tells me. It lets me know that this is a bad thing that I should not be doing, but it does not stop me from doing it. And I fear the day that they regulate that, and if I don't have my seatbelt on, my car is inoperable and I'm not allowed to drive it until I perform the tasks that they've concluded that I should be doing before I go anywhere. I don't like any of that. You don't know why I'm taking the actions I'm taking, so let me take them and I'll take the consequences should I be caught doing them. But until I'm caught doing them, don't fucking arbitrarily decide that I'm fucking, I don't know, Billy the Kid driving around in my car, you know, huffing paint and lighting fireworks off.
Yeah.
I'm
definitely huffing paint. Yeah.
Society, we're drawing a line the same. Okay, because I always think about that video back when they said like the drinking and driving thing, where there's it's like I don't remember late 70s.
Dude, that was that. Listen, let me tell you something. We were alive.
What's next? They're gonna make us wear seatbelts when we drive. like they're gonna make. I can't have a couple beers on the road after I've had a hard day's work. Like you say I'm going to hate when this happens, or I hope this doesn't happen. We're drawing a line in the sand, correct?
Yeah, I don't think that technology created by private automakers should be utilized to. Again, they're not narking me out, but they're using my car to. Here's one thing that we never realized was going to happen with the social media.
There's a lot of there's plenty of cameras on the road. I mean, there's speed cameras, there's red light cameras.
Well, then there can be more.
You can get up if you whatever major metropolitan area you live around. Morning commuter, morning traffic report, and they show you 15 different camera views. Baltimore has one where a guy drove around 695 all fucking morning and just sat there and looked in the camera that was propped up in his passenger side. Like,
traffic jam Jimmy.
That's right. God rest his soul. He passed away not too recently. I think it annoys me that they need more. You know what I mean? They being, I guess, law enforcement.
Well, yeah. Again, why is Ford doing this? Why? Like, who's in their pocket? Who's in their ear? Who's telling they should be doing this thing or the other thing? I don't know, man. I don't like it. It's
probably as simple as the more money they make off of tickets and like fucking just general revenue, because that's all fucking the legal system is generally at this point. Like fucking the more revenue they get, the more fucking Ford Explorer enforcers they can sell to fucking your local PD with your tax money.
But the point I was going to make is, like, when we all signed up for our social media platforms years ago, we didn't realize that the data that we had was the most profitable thing that was available. We didn't realize that was the thing that was going to make the world work for the next, 10, 15 years. And now Ford is basically opening up the door for data, just data, general data. They're going to paint it like safety. This is safety. This is all about safety. This is about data. Because you're collecting data on other cars on the road, and you're sending it to the government. And look, you can say whatever you want. All three of us have ancestors that came to this country because they didn't like the way their fucking government was fucking running shit. And our ancestors came here because it was like, clang, clang, shooting fucking pistoles in the fucking air, saying like, let's go fucking be free. This ain't fucking free, you know. And there's consequences that come with freedom, and I want those consequences, not this horse shit, not this horse shit in the name of safety. Fuck you, Ford. And this is a big fuck you, Ford moment, because you know what, Harley. I don't even know the whole story on Harley. Harley got sold to some company in Germany, and they decided to adopt some, we'll just say some Bud Light-esque mores, and fucking Harley's about to go out of fucking business. Ford wants to start playing some commie bullshit. They're going to suffer fucking commie rewards.
And also, isn't there a delicate balancing act to like the speeding laws of, I guess, quote unquote, safety or workman safety or safety in general, and actually making money off of it? Does that make sense? You know what I mean? So they have, let's just say, I keep going back to this workman safety. They have a work zone on an interstate or a highway set at 20 miles an hour below the speed limit. They don't want people to do that. They don't want people to go 20 miles over they don't, but shit, you know, you set up a truck on the side of the road with a camera, and it just fucking plucks people one at a time, days, thousands at a time. You know what I mean? They I guess my question is, if you're going to deter so much, isn't it going to hit law enforcement's bottom line?
What do you mean by that though? Hit law enforcement's bottom line?
It's kind of what I was saying with the money. Yeah,
they make money by catching speeders.
Yeah, but I mean, how's that going to work in court? This I might save this one for our legal counsel too, because like, you know, when you go to a court of law, you're supposed to be able to face your accuser. What am I going to face? My Ford Focus? Are you going to fucking drive it in? Like, whose Ford Focus was it? Was it calibrated properly? How do I know it was calibrated properly? Like, none of these things are going to fucking stick under the current regulation. So, in my opinion, as a non-lawyer of any kind, so
but I guess this goes back to my argument about governors and cars, right? Like, if you did that, it would take away from speeding. That there would be no more speeding tickets.
Well, that's the thing. I always wonder too. Like, I have to deliver to like a Chevy dealership, and they've got fucking like Corvettes on the showroom floor, and I'm like looking at it. I'm like, oh, this thing goes 220 miles an hour. Where? And I almost feel like they should be like, I don't know, by proxy, like arrested for. Because I mean, there's a point where if you double the speed limit, like you go to jail, lose your license. Like, so technically, anybody who buys that car, oh, did you plan on buying it to do 65 and a 70? You know, like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with? Are you so you're never gonna open this thing up and see what it can do? Like, oh, you got a track. Do you own a fucking race track for your race car that you're buying with your race car money? Like, they sell cars.
I drive this to church, buddy.
These are all good points, yeah.
So, I mean, if that's the case, then why sell any vehicle that goes faster than the maximum posted speed limit anywhere in the United States?
Or better yet, you can spend that money on that car, but it still only goes like 65.
Right. I listen, I'm not agreeing with it, but we'll go DUIs, okay? You have to get in your car. You have to blow into a breathalyzer that's installed in every single motor vehicle that's sold in the United States, regardless of when it's sold. Then they're not going to make money on DUIs.
I'll tell you this. I'm okay with that fucking little nuance that you just throw there if I'm allowed to calibrate it. If I can calibrate my DUI breathometer machine where I'm like we all know people who get shark eyes after 2 beers that fucking aren't a part of this realm of existence after they've had themselves like half a Long Island iced tea. Their fucking sensitivity meter on their breathalyzer better be set real fucking low. Yeah. But I've been known to pound a fucking 12 or a Heinies and be able to fucking operate heavy machinery. So
you think you should be able to go to the MVA
set it for years? Absolutely.
Like, hey, look, I have a 1.5. Okay, I'm gonna take your test. Watch me go.
100%. And I think you should be able to retake that test as many times as you like it. Listen, hey, Stacy, I know you don't think I can do it. I'm up to 0.18. I got it. You strap in. You watch it.
Just slamming beers in front of her.
Yeah, while we're driving.
Pass the 1.5. Here we go.
You want one? Because I'm pumping this puppy up to 0.19, bitch.
That's. I mean, that is close to this drunk go-kart extravaganza that we talked about a year ago. Huh?
I think
No, but I'm following it. Obviously, I just like I don't want my car being the. I think, listen, I'll scream and I'll have road rage, but I sure as hell don't want someone winding up in court for a day for a speeding ticket that they got because my car was like did a fucking Night Rider and alerted and like, yep, got him.
Dude, I mean, it's just how many movies have we seen where like this person's got to make it to this spot by this time, or their fucking life goes a whole different direction. I mean, yeah, maybe there was a train crossing the road where they like I've had this happen because Jackson Station Road, Wes. Like, there's been plenty of occasions where like the freight train has come through and it's like, okay, this is gonna take me 5 minutes. All right, we're fine, we're still on time. And then that motherfucker slows down to a crawl and then stops and blocks the road. And then I gotta fucking bang a Yui in the middle of a fucking 2-lane fucking back road, go back the other way, which is gonna take me an extra 10 minutes. And then I gotta floor it. Because I have to. Like, there might be an extenuating circumstance that says, I will risk this ticket from an actual human police officer to get to this place that I need to be that will change the direction of my future. I don't need your Ford Focus telling me that that's not allowed.
Goes back to the Ford Focus all the time. Here's one I would agree with. If you're in the left lane and doing the speed limit, you should get an alert from your AI car that says like, boop, get the fuck out of the left lane.
100%.
Get to the middle, you dumb bitch.
If we're gonna pull just speeding, let's not stop it there.
Right.
Let's keep going. Blinker's been on for fucking 4 miles.
You have 16 cars behind you. You are a dum-dum. Huh? Oh, I'm a dum-dum.
I'm obviously gonna call it right there. We're gonna pull the plug on this bitch. The foes have it, and fuck you, Ford, for even suggesting it.
Fuck you, Ford.
God,
Agree.
God, man, I love Ford, but fuck you, Ford. I've never even owned. I've owned one Ford.
Yeah, I was like, I don't. Yeah.
But I mean, they're such Americana, man. They gave us the 5-day work week, the 40-hour work week. They fucking gave a livable wage to their employees. They streamlined the fucking manufacturing in this country. Destroyed the world.
Good movie with Matt Damon.
Yeah, it's very true. Helped fucking build tanks. By the way, they bullshit their way to building tanks for World War II. They're like, yeah, we can build them. Hey, call Dynamo Dynamics. See if we can build some tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is there any? Do any Fords still exist in NASCAR? You guys, I'm not a NASCAR fan. I couldn't tell you 5 NASCAR drivers that still exist.
They have to.
Yeah,
but
I'm fairly certain they do.
My limited knowledge, I think Toyota's actually took over for a stint there.
For NASCAR?
Yeah, Toyota's like probably in the last 10 years, the Camry became like the chassis that they built the Toyota NASCAR around, and it's been pretty good.
Damn. I watched I was watching a NASCAR. It was an ex-girlfriend, and we went to the extended family for dinner somewhere in Pennsylvania, and they were watching the big time NASCAR fans. And I mentioned something about through the season they have I don't know how many races where it's not just the oval. Don't they have some like they call it streetcar and it's like
the road. Yep.
Yeah.
You got Watkins Glen and a couple others. I only know that because of fucking not Gran Turismo, the NASCAR game.
Yeah.
Daytona, something like that. Yeah. I brought that up just kind of as like I got to get something out of these guys slamming Budweisers for 4 hours. And one of them said, I'm going to be honest with you, that actually requires more talent. That actually requires a much more sound driver to win that race than it does the
100%.
I'm so distant from that sport. Okay, I'll take his and your word for it.
Oh no, because you got to when it comes to like your oval courses. I mean, there's a solid race line. There's tire wear. There's fuel mileage, and then there's and of course there's obviously driver ability. But when it comes to those road courses, like you don't have to worry about drafting as much. It's literally about the line that you take around
line.
the turns and the driver's ability to perform.
Hold
That's
that
it.
line. Yeah.
So if you,
Pretty much.
a lot there are some NASCAR drivers that like they get most of their points from the road courses because
Hey, here's another good question. Restrictor plate racing. Restrictor plate racing. I have said, listen, I'm coming from a place of ignorance. Rip those puppies out. Make those fuckers as fast as you can fucking make them. If they want to die, that's on them.
it's on them. Well, I think that's why Richard Petty has over 200 wins and nobody else because there was no restrictor plates from during his era. But he was a bad motherfucker. I mean, that was no, I've actually had an idea. I know it would never get off the ground, but you've got NASCAR. I wanted to create SCAR, stock car auto racing, where you literally have to go down to a dealership, buy a brand new car off the lot. You can strip it and you can flip it, but you gotta fucking get a standard ass stock car from the manufacturer that you're unaware of any of its flaws or defects or anything like that, straight off the lot. You get to take it to the garage, but you can't modify it in any way. It has to be stock everything on that vehicle, and then you go out and race them. You want to fucking tweak them up, do whatever fuck you want. All you can do is turn a wrench and make it better. That's it. And I think that would be a wild fucking race.
So you can't put anything into it. It's got to be modified via what you got.
You can strip it, but you can't add to it.
Add to it. Okay.
I mean, maybe we can make
I'd watch that.
some regulations with like safety features, roll cage shit, whatever. But you literally have to go down to fucking like Bob Bell Ford and fucking get a Focus off the lot, and then take it back to the garage, and you do whatever you want to it. Take the airbags out, however, and then just that's it. Sunday comes.
Got to get some weight off that bitch.
Yeah.
Take all the seats out. Yeah.
Stock
I'm digging
car auto racing, SCAR. What a great fucking name.
And what are the tracks?
I don't know. You gotta maybe down to Lindy's Market. You gotta pick up a fucking 18-pack. Then you gotta cruise on over to Happy Grace. You gotta pound it. You gotta pound it by the river, and then you gotta fucking skirt on back.
It's more of a scavenger hunt than it is a race. Interesting.
A little bit of both. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is. Now I'll leave you this as a true story from a friend of ours, Brian Raxon, was it's very very encrypted. Was bragging about his driving prowess, and I think he was driving a Ford Probe, and just again bragging about how fast he could drive, how controlled he was. And someone brought up, and I don't think he said I could be a professional driver, but he said I might kick the tires on this. And someone in the car brought up that, it's all manual. He's like, no, not the Bush series. The Bush series is automatic. You dumb bastard.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
The Bush series. Yeah, which doesn't even, I don't even know if that exists anymore.
No, they got rid of the cigarettes and the alcohol and the driving.
Yeah.
The athletic driving competition. They got rid of the cigarettes and the alcohol.
The Bush series is automatic. All right.
Yeah, there used to be the Bush series was like AAA, and then the Winston Cup was the top notch.
What's it now?
I don't know. It was like the Motorola, then it was the Verizon.
It was Xfinity for a while, I think.
Jesus.
I don't know.
I thought it was Nextel or something.
It's been a lot of tech company shit for a little while.
The Sprint series.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That did make sense. That was good. That was a good partnership right there.
Yeah. What is it called now? That's a good question, man.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Gun to my head, Wesley, give me 3 current drivers. Your old boy might be Paul Harris at my funeral.
Oh, well, I only know that I think the 2 Bushes still race. Logano. Yeah. Logano. Kyle.
Chuck Nagano.
Yeah, Chuck Nagano.
Denny
I think he's
Hamlin.
Chuck Pagano.
Denny Hamlin, that's a name.
Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
Look, that guy's still in there. I'm looking at
I know
the
Gordon was
standings.
like on a modified schedule.
No, that was
I
he
don't
was on
know
a
as many,
modified
though.
schedule 10 years ago.
But Jimmy
If you had
Johnson was on a
asked-
modified.
Yeah,
If you
five
had asked
to
me like
7
10 years ago, I probably would have gotten most of the top 20. I feel like fucking
Yeah.
now, like looking at it now, like I don't really recognize too many names.
But it's
Like-
changed too, man. It's kind of like how like back in the day, like you would literally have a beer drinking, like you'd have like a John Daly like driving a car, and
Yeah.
and now they're all like Tiger
Athletes.
Woods. Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
they're straight
Yeah,
athletes.
Aren't the pit crew? Aren't most of those guys? Like I saw some like I think it was HBO Real Sports where the pit crew were all former Division I football players.
Yeah, pretty
believe
much.
Just
that.
like fucking like slamming
Yeah, because
tires
you have
in.
to be, yeah, you have to be a fucking beast to lug those tires around like that, dude.
I genuinely believe on any NASCAR team at this state of the game, the only person that knows anything about cars is probably like the crew chief, like the guy who runs the team. Everybody else is just fucking interchangeable. Yeah, like D1 athlete. Like you do like they don't even know. They don't know like the metric system. They just know that this thing takes off those square peg looking things. And I put more square looking peg things on when I fucking pull the trigger. That's it. That's my job.
You're a big hefty guy. You take this tire and rim, and when that one comes off, you shove that fucker in, and you discard the other one.
That's it. Dude, the F1 pit stops are fucking incredible.
So
They're crazy.
that is something that hasn't grown on me, but people in my friend group via our legal counsel, who's a big fan, is now kind of eking into our. People have like this is my team, this is my guy,
Yeah.
and that's somewhat intriguing. I don't know if that's something you guys have
never
paid
really-
attention to.
I've never really gotten into it, but I'm adjacent to it with English people around for soccer,
makes sense.
and like they usually like that shit. Like it's interesting. I'm not a huge motorsports guy. Like I did like NASCAR a little bit back in the day, like probably late '90s through the like early to the mid 2000s, like reasonable. But like, yeah, it's a whole fucking different animal. Like my buddy Alex and my buddy Matt, they are fucking super into it. So like, sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" They're like, "Yeah, getting up at like 3 a.m. watch qualifying." They're in Bahrain, and I'm like, "That sounds fucking terrible." Actually, I don't know. We'll have fun with that. I'll message you guys at 6:30 a.m. to see if you guys want to play Call of Duty. Like, fucking, yeah, they do shit like that. Like my one buddy Matt, him and his brother went to Germany and like watched the Grand Prix there at the Nürburgring, which is like some fucking super like awesome track, which is sweet. Like
that's the track, man.
yeah, he's got cool fucking like he's got literally like a blueprint of the track, like autographed by some drivers and shit, like framed in his basement. It's pretty sweet. Like it looked like a cool ass time. And they went to the Grand Prix here in Baltimore when it was here. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's fucking crazy.
Our legal counsel went up to Montreal for that race. New York to Montreal is like 3.5, 4 hours, something like that. And I mean, he's a fan. So, and I don't know who his driver is. It's not Lee Hamilton.
Or Max Verstappen.
Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis.
Lewis Hamilton. Lee Hamilton.
Lee Hamilton.
He's pretty good too. No, like I respect what they do. You
That
know what?
shit's wild.
I genuinely, this is where I drew the line. I didn't want to get into it, and Netflix put out that almost like that quarterback or like the top spin or
good.
like.
So is it like a deep dive into
Yeah,
the
it's
crew,
like
into the
something to drive or some bullshit. Yeah.
Basically, it's if you watch it, you're gonna get to know like 10 drivers, and you're gonna find a favorite, and then you're gonna be like, oh, I want to see how this guy does this weekend, and then you're gonna end up getting into it. I didn't want to put that on myself because I'd find a driver that I liked, their personality, and then I'd root for them, and that's honestly I feel like what every sport should do. Like like Maria has really gotten into watching other NFL teams because of what's the fucking preseason thing they do every fucking year?
Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks. She's gotten really into Hard Knocks over the last like 4 or 5 years, every time she watches Hard Knocks, she wants to watch like the Jets or the Chiefs or whomever they've covered on there, and that kind of shit works. But I don't have time for it. I'm good. I
I don't have time for it.
I like
one
what I
out.
like.
On the parallel, because I too was hanging out with an Englishman who was into that, but he was also into the motorcycle racing. Any of
To
those
me,
guys?
that's more exciting.
like the GT fucking I
Yeah,
know what you mean.
the ones who do they're almost fucking parallel.
Yeah,
on turns.
or the Moto GP. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that
and
shit's
I don't
intense,
know if
man.
any of those guys fans of that.
That
you know of?
not that I'm aware of.
Only Bill Burr, and he talks about it on his Monday morning podcast all the fucking time.
You
But
know what
beyond
I
that-
would get into? But again, I'm not English. I don't know where these things take place in America. It's not really an American thing. But like rally racing. So like off road. Like that kind of shit. Now that I fucks with.
Now, see, the only problem I have with that is I think those are like timed. Like they're not actually racing each other; they're racing the clock.
Yeah.
But they do like those things are fucking wicked, man. I don't know who's more skilled, the navigator or the driver. I mean, it's wild, man. Do yourself a solid and YouTube yourself like a compilation of like cockpit driver navigator on.
I've seen like the navigator has a notebook that he's just the calculations.
He's just shouting out fucking gibberish.
It's like
and
a
it's fucking, and this guy's like, whip,
Yeah.
like it's fucking wild.
it's a caddy on fucking meth is what it is.
Yeah, it's a caddy for going 200 miles per hour on fucking like snow in the fucking Himalayas or some bullshit.
And what's hilarious about that is the people who die on these rally fucking sport cars shits. It ain't the fucking driver and the navigator. It's people watching the race.
Yeah,
Right. Like, oh, this seems like a safe distance.
Yeah, let's stand 2 feet from this fucking car doing 200 miles an hour over this blind turn / hill / jump /
like-
fuck me.
they always throw up like a couple of hay bales on the fucking, the S curve called the Devil's Taint, and fucking you take out a couple of fucking spectators. Like, yeah, absolutely, man. That's the best part. It's like, oh no, they're basically a fucking pilot's cockpit in there, folks. They're fine, but those two fucking Sherpa-looking gentlemen are fucking erased off the planet.
Some volunteer in a vest gets asked like, "Hey, this is good, right?" Like, yeah, kind of,
Yeah, whatever, man. It's fine.
sort of.
We're just gonna delete the footage and pretend they didn't exist. Moving on.
Yeah, we're not going to show you this footage of someone getting severed at the waist via a fender.
Via Subaru.
Well, Elon Musk has a new candidate for Neuralink. Let's move on.
All right, let's move on. It's Friday. We got facts. Let's mash those fuckers together.
For your Fun Fact Friday, let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. OMG Facts! Brought to you, of course, by our great friend, the Cuckster. You can find him on the Instagram, Cuckster4Life. That's Cuckster4Life. The Cuckster on his North American tour currently. I saw the Cuckster released a video today. Where is the Cuckster headed off to, Wesley?
The Cuckster is currently in Flint, Michigan, enjoying some of the greatest cucks you can imagine. Next week, it's going to be Biloxi, Mississippi. One fun fact about Flint, Michigan that I didn't realize this until the Cuckster told me is that it's the birthplace of famous one-handed pitcher Jim Abbott. And Abbott has a fist, and the Cuckster said that his wife is down for fisting in either hole. So that's worth its weight in gold right there.
I hear that Wham Wham Cuckalo might be making his way down to Biloxi.
Wham, wham, cuckalo.
Well, Cuckalo, that's
Doing
hilarious.
his diving headbutt off the dresser.
Jesus Christ.
So check him out, Cuckster4Life on Instagram. Let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you on a Friday. Did you know the first lawnmower? Jeez, these have to be clean, okay? Who was that? I didn't even see who perpetrated
That was
this.
me.
Not me. Yeah, it's not me.
Should have known. Here we go. Did you know the first lawnmower was an adapted carpet cutting machine?
They have carpet cutters, huh?
Oh.
I don't see.
I'm assuming that's in factory. That's not like the safety of someone's living room or family room, right?
Well, it makes me wonder,
Gonna
like,
take a little off the top.
What kind of like cutting are you doing? Like, is it like were they cutting like the roll like for fitting, or was it like an edger? Or I mean, were they like, or did they just make all shag carpet and then you like depthed it to size?
Yeah, I did. That would be my guess would be a little bit of both. You're creating, length and width, but also you have a certain length, a certain height of the carpet, and specs say 3 inches. I think whoever had a 3-inch carpet was ridiculous, but
because I know we were talking about getting me one of those like glue-on hair toupees not long ago, but they come, like some kind of emo kid's haircut, and then they trim it down for you.
Yeah.
So did all carpets come like at a really strange length, and then you ask the homeowner like, all right, so here's what we can do. We can do a 1/2 inch, we can do a 1/4 inch, or we can do a full 3 inches. What would you like? And if they're like 3 inches, you don't break out the machine. But if they're like, let's go 1/4 inch, they gotta like mow it down for the living room, like a putting green.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean that makes sense. Yeah, someone was like, "What should we do?" Well, the
works.
Smiths down the street have a 1/2 inch. That was comfy. We were walking on that. Let's go
Well,
1/4
Lily-
inch. And then AstroTurf came out and ruined the whole game.
Well,
Yeah.
Lily, you like to tip a glass of wine over every now and again on the coffee table. So why don't we go a little shorter so we can suck it out? Because you ain't sucking anything else out.
Suck it out.
But then again, if you think about it, and I guess we're all thinking like gas-powered lawnmower. This is probably that back and forth, like
The one with the rotary blades.
yeah, the rotary blades with like, which I've used before, and we've talked about this too. Like they cut
Sure.
real nice.
They do. I used one. I bought one because there was a time when there were myself, my brother, and Rankin, a third surrogate. My dad's like, I'm not even saying the word lawnmower. I have the push mower. I have the riding mower. And we did the math, and we figured if we get a third fucker in this whole installation, we can get this done lickety split. And I bought one at a yard sale for $25.
No shit.
And I was impressed. I used to volunteer to use that puppy because it was like, and that was just man powered.
You know what? It's satisfying, is what it is.
Yeah, it is. It's like popping a good pimple.
I don't know if that's the analogy I would use, but it's satisfying.
I don't watch popping pimple videos online ever, never.
I actually went to buy one not too long ago, and it was only about $100 cheaper than a gas-powered mower, and I was like, "Fuck you!"
No.
God, I think it was because I think they were like $200.
Sure.
I'm like, I'm not for. I think it was for like $275. I could get like a 5 horsepower, like gas-powered. You'll do a literally 1/10 of the work with this thing. I was like, I ain't buying this fucker. So, but yeah, okay, all right.
That's fair.
Here we go. All right, I don't know how to move on, so I'll just say, did you know the average person has 100,000 hairs on their head? Each hair grows about 5 inches a year. That seems, I didn't expect that. I thought you would grow more than 5 inches.
A year?
I feel like I grow mine more than 5 inches personally.
Is that on average?
I mean, but that's average because,
Yeah,
like,
it's
listen,
average.
if we're going on average here with 100,000 hairs on
Yeah,
top
no,
of the
this
head,
guy's got-
I
this
have a
guy's got
feeling
none.
you guys are making up for the middle ground there.
Yeah, because I'll go
That's a good
6 or 7 weeks without a haircut, and it looks like the carpet sample that they cut off
Dude,
via.
I can't go to the
Yeah,
barber
dude.
till the end of this month, and it's getting problematic.
Why can't you?
You can't.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm not available, and when he's available, and I'm not it doesn't line up till the last week of August.
Gotcha. You have an appointment.
Yeah, I don't fucking go to just some fucking jabroni at a place. I have a barber that I've gone to for a long time. So yeah,
Fair enough.
and I have to make an appointment, which kind of sucks. But yeah,
That's a relationship that I don't know. I don't know if I long for it, but that's an interesting thing. Like that I just don't have any part of in my life because of
yeah. Like he came to where I got married. Like he came to the wedding to cut our hair.
That's fucking crazy. That's wild. That's wild, man.
Everybody was
They
fresh.
cut-
If I let everybody get fresh on their own, they would only get mildly fresh.
Oh wait, slight interlude. Wesley, can we give any updates
On.
on Alan's talking about getting his hair cut at his wedding and shit? I mean, is there?
Yeah, what, did you want a date? I gave you
Yeah.
a date.
Yeah, you gave me the.
January 11th.
Look at that, man. I'm excited for this shit. It sucks.
The warehouse at Oriole Park, Camden Yards.
That's
Is that,
fucking
is that,
amazing.
is that locked in?
That is contractual agreement.
We have to pay them now.
Yeah, that is. Money has been transacted.
The reason I need that on tape is because I need to be able to remember it, and because January is like the only month of the entire calendar year that I'm not allowed to take off any dates. So I have to figure this out because this is I'm fucking ecstatic with the location that you've chosen, that you've contractually obligated yourself to. The time of year for people wearing suits is perfect.
Right? It's fucking amazing. I can't wait.
Think of that. Yeah, it's called an honest mistake.
I might even wear a sweater underneath of my fucking coat.
You can wear whatever the fuck you want.
It's gonna be
January in
beautiful.
Maryland. Good. I mean, your lowest temperature is probably going to be. I'll wear everything. Trench coat made out of like lamb's wool that ate a lamb for its wool.
Chinchilla.
Yeah, and all the way up to like it's what, maybe 50 if you're lucky in January.
Sure.
Yeah.
50 and windy.
I might wear a hat. I might I'm very accessorized. I like a winter
And
wedding.
we paid for the lights in the stadium to be on too. So
You know what's gonna happen, Mer? It's gonna be like humid and like 75. And we're just gonna be like, this is fucking brutal.
And by the way, I have a feeling there's not going to be many eyeballs on you. So if there's like, maybe a little dusting of somebody in the, we can pull that off pretty fucking easy.
what the hell do you? I don't know what you're talking about.
We've concocted all sorts of like harebrained schemes on how to, send the old man off properly into Camden Yards.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
It's
Yeah,
a great idea, especially
his-
after
his-
the fucking ceremony, and we've had a few.
His dream was
Yeah.
always the
That'd be good.
Susquehanna River, but Camden Yards would be good.
We can spread it
half
out.
of him. Half of him.
Half, yeah. And we'll- honestly, like, if everything... by the way, I don't want to derail completely Fun Fact Friday here. Like, does Mike Elias sit up at night and be like, we got to rebuild. We got to rebuild. We got to rebuild. Like, so, like, in the middle of a fucking first place season, like, we decide to, like, completely rearrange the lineup with people that nobody fucking knows. Like, in Mike Elias, we got to keep rebuilding. Let's keep rebuilding. Let's get new players.
Hit with the injury bug, man. I mean, I get what you're saying, but
We don't have that many injuries that we got to fucking put the youngest infield that's ever existed on the fucking playing surface while we're in first place. That's all I'm saying. Let's move on. Did you know? In Oklahoma, it is illegal to wear boots to bed. They must be removed before falling asleep. On the flip side, wearing the shoes is perfectly okay.
Jesus, this is like the third or fourth did you know law about Oklahoma that's fucking. Some of them make sense, some of them don't. But the old boots to bed, yeah. But Christ, make that make sense.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine you're working all day, right? And you're probably stepping in some shit. And maybe to not spread disease, but I have no idea about the shoes. Maybe back in the day they didn't. Maybe back in the day shoes were worn in the house and boots were worn in the field.
Took the boots off when you
Could
got
be.
to the entrance.
Yeah. Because I imagine a lot of people had dirt floors.
I guess that's
Listen.
probably a reason.
To remove any existing issue with boots, we're going to make sure that they don't wear them to bed. Therefore, we're going to make them take them off at the house. Why not just put it there? Why not just Ford Focus them into oblivion? Like, hey, you're stepping into the vestibule. Can't do that.
It does feel like a very Ford Focus-y law, if I'm being honest. Like, people are too dumb to realize, like, they're spreading, like, diphtheria into their house. So, it's like, make them take them off.
Yeah, what if the guy works 12-hour days? That's how we can get a good night's sleep.
Well, I mean, we do have a law somewhere, what was it, in the upper Northwest, where, like, in Washington State, where, like, you can't sleep in a man's outhouse, and if you do, you can't poop in it.
No, apparently it's exactly what it was. It's just people got tired of like having to clean dirty ass sheets. Probably some ladies, I would assume. Well, this was like 1800s, man. That's not my fault. I didn't make the times. Fucking.
I get that, but my point is like they got so disgusted about dirty houses that they made it a law.
Yeah, well, hold on, I'm not done. I was gonna say they formed what we would call today a political lobby, and somehow managed to get a law passed where you can't wear boots to bed.
But what lobby? Like the Linen Sheets lobby? I mean,
yeah, it was probably the like Housewives of Oklahoma lobby, and they were like, they're sick of this shit.
Literally.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, did you know the actual communication from Apollo 13 was, quote, Houston, we've had a problem.
I didn't know that.
Why are they going to screw it up, huh?
So
why are they going to get Tom Hanks in that puppy?
So
Kevin Bacon, that other dude.
Bill Pullman?
Yeah, Bill Pullman.
Yeah, Bill Pullman.
He wasn't even supposed to be there. It was supposed to be Gary Sinise. Yeah,
no, that was Kevin Bacon.
Oh, it was Kevin Bacon. You're right.
This is the first time I've ever had to like correct Wes on a movie.
Damn, I know, right?
Plot point.
Yeah.
He's mad about it. You see that face? He's mad about it. He's gonna send me a text like, "Hey man, what the fuck's going on?"
I didn't need to sharpen up the tools, bro. Get back to watching some movies.
Especially it was a Gary Sinise Kevin Bacon mix up too, just for the record.
God, I usually have those like rocked in where they card what they did. Yeah.
Naturally, everyone knows Kevin Bacon and Gary Sinise's fucking full filmography.
Well, when you're a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon aficionado, such as your boy here.
Good point.
Yeah.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Yeah. So the line in the movie was like, Houston, Houston, we have a problem.
Houston, we have a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of does change it rather drastically because I mean I hate to be a stickler for tenses here, but like yeah, Houston, we've had a problem is a past tense thing, and Houston, we have a problem is like we're dealing with some shit right this second.
Right.
Which I mean, neither one really, from a context standpoint, changes too much, but we should really all be blaming Ron Howard for this.
I tell you what, I got the solution. Shoot yourselves around the moon, and by the time you get around, we'll have another solution for you. All right?
It's essentially what it was. Yeah, pretty much.
That's it. Our legal accounts are correct. Do you see this sign behind me? I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's apparently it's not so much that there wasn't any actual historical event, but the term was "I'm your Hucklebearer," meaning I'm going to be your pallbearer. Because
I've heard this two ways. According to Val Kilmer himself, he said Barry.
Yeah, no, there's no discretion on the lines within the movie. They're saying that line is historically inaccurate. When people used to say, "I'm your Hucklebearer."
Yes, because I can give you the exact, because I looked this up because I was convinced otherwise myself. The reins, shall we say, the what do you want to call them? The things that
handles.
The handles on the casket were called huckles. And so, yes, if you were one carrying it, you were a huckle bearer. So you were. So yeah. So I'm your huckle bearer.
But who's to question? Val Kilmer is Doc Holliday.
I gotta tell you, man. I gotta tell you, to me, huckle bearer would be so much more boss.
Yeah.
And I wish I didn't know this controversy, but huckleberry was also that was also a term too. But hucklebearer, man, like I'll carry your casket. That has so much connotation to it that I feel like that makes it more powerful. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say that in 1995 and you don't have the internet at your disposal to figure that out, man, it would have been like driving people nuts.
Goddamn
What
right.
did he say? Oh my God.
fucking
Then someone who read a Civil War book, not even Civil War, someone who read a Civil War book would be way out of touch with what happened at Tombstone.
They would just be at train stations yelling at people. He said Huckleberry.
Yeah. Gotta spread the news.
Houston, we've had a hucklebearer. That's what he said, goddammit.
And finally, did you know the dinosaurs became extinct before the Rockies or the Alps were formed?
Yeah, that makes sense.
We have no concept of time. Anybody who thinks otherwise is fooling themselves.
Yeah.
I know at one of our clips that's coming up on TikTok in the very near future, we're challenging a flat earther to explain weather to us. I would also like to extend that challenge now to explain the fucking Rockies and the Alps. And by the way, the Appalachian mountain chain as well, because apparently the Appalachians are one of the oldest mountain ranges that have ever existed. They're just lower because they've eroded.
Correct. Like the Rockies are like, I've heard it said it's like the Rockies are like teenagers.
Yeah, like
And
brand
like the-
fucking new.
And the Appalachians are like your great great grandmother. Like
They're eroded
were-
because a bunch of dinosaurs stampeded over them.
it's true. Well, they rode their skateboards
That's right.
over top of them.
they had a vert
So
ramp.
yeah, they did a lot of grinds on them.
They weren't roaming.
on the actual mountainsides. That's how they got flattened, as they ground them down.
They were rolling.
Yeah, they were rolling.
Yeah. I was,
But yeah,
I was watching a good. Are you guys Soprano fans?
I am, but before you continue, and that concludes your Fun Fact Friday. Sopranos?
There's a great all the who's who of the crew is out to dinner with their girlfriends, not even their wives. And Paulie's talking about like oh, Bears had their time, they need to be done, and then like someone like dinosaurs, they were done, and some female of the group was like, wasn't it a meat eater? Wasn't it a meat eater? And he's like, fuck it, they were all meat eaters. Meteor, you dumb fuck.
Silly.
All right, telling them before you go, folks, we're fans of AI. We are, kind of, somewhat. And I just like I have to show you this this picture. Anyway, meet quote friend, the new AI ride or die that hangs around your neck, costs $99. So basically, 99. Supposedly via this article in the New York Post, friend to the end ? The on-to-go entrepreneur who claims to have a quote very different life from most people invented an AI companion known as quote friend, designed to stick by him or her no matter what. And the pal calls his most consistent relationship in life. So this thing's talks to you. This thing's chats with you. One of the major things is a Stanford University study that over 1,000 students using chatbot replica with a K reported being able to better handle stress due to advice they received from their digital ride or die. 30 participants without solicitation said that replica had stopped them from attempting suicide. So this thing chats with you, it talks to you, it laughs at your jokes. It's a necklace. Your thoughts on the thing of it is the harm on this is they're saying like you're dependent upon quote unquote an AI girlfriend or boyfriend, and that's damaging to your psyche.
I feel like having no friends is probably damaging to your psyche.
That's right. You need to find some friends.
Yeah, I think it's like a double-edged sword. You'll have people that are like, this is their only friend, and then it makes them all fucked up. But it'll probably save a couple lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty cool, I guess. There are worse uses for AI.
Agreed. I'm with Alan on this, like 100%. I mean, I actually heard a psychologist on a podcast talking about like therapy, and she was kind of saying that, look, if you have a best friend that you can unload on, then you probably don't need to come see me. And I was blown away by that, because I think it's the first time I've ever heard honesty from somebody in a medical profession that doesn't necessarily benefit monetarily from their honesty. And it kind of blew me away. And if you don't have a friend, which is sad, but is a reality in the generation that is beyond our comprehension, maybe you should buy this $100 for something that lets you unload and gives you affirmation in some capacity. I wanted to hate on this thing and be a fucking dick about it, but yeah, if people aren't killing themselves because they have something to talk to, it's sad, but it's the world we're in now.
Someone said half art, half real life project. Comes at a time when the World Health Organization called out loneliness as a, quote, pressing health threat and as bad as smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
Loneliness. 15 cigarettes ain't that bad.
Why doesn't everybody love me?
That's what I was at my height. I mean, ain't bad.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just finish the pack.
I mean, I enjoy cigarettes. I enjoyed cigarettes.
This reminds me of a good... Okay, so I taught high school for 2 years. And between the first and second year, they remodeled the cafeteria. All right, hear me out on this. The borders of a number of the cafeteria walls had a bar style, like pop up thing where you could eat lunch and a high top chair, a bar chair. Right? Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
You're facing a wall.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, but it's chairs all around. And you had to be a lunch proctor no matter what throughout the year. And I was, one of the other teachers said, the principal of this, not the principal architect, the principal of the school that I taught at had a master's in sociology. Right? And he was instrumental in trying to like drive the architecture of all this, of this remodeling. And he said, look at that right there. And he pointed to a freshman who was by himself at one of these seats facing the wall eating his lunch. He's like, that poor kid's going to sit there the entire semester with no friends eating lunch by himself from here until the end of the fucking year. And I was like, God damn, you're right. And I thought, when I read this, I instantly thought about that. You need some real people. You need not some fucking chatbot to be like, yeah, well, you're a funny person. Tell us that dick and fart joke.
Let me pause you there for a second, because that same kid could go join a table of 10 and get fucking ripped the tits out of for fucking 6 months out of the year too. There's that.
But then join a different table. Join another table.
Yeah, good luck. Because I have a feeling.
So the safe place is sit there and stare at a wall for fucking 45 minutes.
Sometimes, yes. I mean, and now that we've learned a lot about like autism and things like that, that might be the fucking locale for certain individuals. But I do think you should have an outlet of some kind. And if you got a fucking ability to hang one around your neck, like, I don't know, man. Like, I've enjoyed talking to Chat GPT, like, but me more like trying to like trick it into being conscious or something. Like I'm gonna be the fucking one that turns
breaks the algorithm. Yeah.
But I could see like bouncing shit off. Like I hate Siri now. Now that I know Chat GPT's out there, like I can't stand Siri. Siri's a cunt, man. She like makes me look shit up. I'm like, Chat GPT just gives me an answer whether it's right or wrong. I ain't looking for right. I'm just looking for an answer, bitch. Just tell me.
Solid.
So $99. If it hits the market here in a year, you buy them on?
No. Thank God I got you fucks.
Once a week? Well, once a week and then some chit chat
therapy.
outside. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can only take you guys once a week. So, I mean, I need you once a week. I can only handle you once a week. So it all fucking works out for everybody.
Perfect.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Then you eat your dinner staring at a wall, right?
Well, staring at a fucking Orioles team falling apart and yelling at my kid for saying words he shouldn't know yet.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, Alan, tell all the would-be $99 AI bot necklace presumably wearers you can find the middle class holes.
Oh, well, you can find us on all your favorite social media platforms. We're at MDL Class Holes on Instagram and Twitter, and Middle Class Holes on Facebook and TikTok and YouTubes and all that other fun shit. And for your listening pleasures, please check us out. Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. No AI yet. We'll get there. There'll be AI versions of us shortly. And then you'll get perfection.
No uhs or
You get a show you can listen to.
Yep.
So, we got. I want to focus on one particular video. It was parenting hacks, and it was about getting their parents to eat, getting their parents to convince their kids to eat specific foods. Murr, a lot of these were directed.
They're
at you.
only aimed at me because none of you fucks have kids.
Brother, you're the parent. It basically, Murr described his son's eating habits. I'm not even going to say the names. Like, brother, you're the parent. If you're doing anything, it's your fault.
Kiss my full asshole.
Okay.
Tongue and all.
He's doing that because you do whatever he wants. Try to say no once in a while and see how it goes.
My kid is one of the most well-behaved human beings on planet Earth.
There you go.
I
And then
don't-
lastly, it's the sugar.
He doesn't eat a lot of sugar. The kid eats a lot of fruit. He eats a lot of vegetables. He just won't eat fucking like weird. Honestly, you know what?
I'm sorry, man. I could have held off.
I'm gonna stick up for my kid here. Hot dogs are fucking weird. I love hot dogs. We all love hot dogs. They're tube-shaped, fucking formed meat that has no resemblance of anything in nature. And he refuses to eat a hot dog, which is, I think, the basis mainly for this fucking clip. Can you fucking blame him from an evolutionary standpoint for not eating a hot dog? Like, why? It's the most unnatural looking piece of meat you could ever fucking find. He eats chicken nuggets. But generally speaking, chicken nuggets are fucking delicious. They're hard to fucking turn down.
So are hot dogs, though. That's hard. That's a hard argument there.
Well, yeah, but chicken nuggets are like when they fucking form them, they're shaped like either which way. My point is, fuck you, and that's about it.
Well, you heard it. You heard it here first. You heard it here first, folks. Fuck you. All right. Next couple weeks, we got a good bad movie review via yours truly, Detroit Rock City. Watch that. We got Sam and Sam from the Drunken United Football Show joining us in about 3 weeks' time. Maybe probably more like 4 or 5. Anything else? If I'm missing it, I apologize. Otherwise, appreciate it. Enjoy your weekends.
I'm gonna sell you.